Let's go to work. Just leave that overnight. We'll see how we get on tomorrow. Diaphragm for the central heating. They call it a diaphragm central heating kit. And it comes with a diaphragm, the nut, gland and a washer. Yeah, so I've got a couple of these. And this is the actuator bush. And unfortunately, you have to buy this when it leaks out of the centre here. It's got off eBay. So I bought all of these. I say all of these. So a bunch of these, yeah. And this comes, so the large diaphragm, some silicone grease, the gland nut, everything that you would need. Never used this, never seen the kit. So I bought, how many of these did I buy? 3 of these with the nuts and everything. Came to £7.05. Clearly this is out of London. So £7.05 for these 3, including the grease. Well, to give you an idea, here in London, this alone was £11, this. And each one of these, the small one, was £10. So this seems like a bargain to me. Right, so I'm guessing you've all tuned in to see if I can rebuild this load of mess. Well, here we go. So this is a diverter valve off the Potterton Baxi range, as I showed you just a moment ago, or I'll show at the end of the video. I'm not sure how much all of the bits and pieces cost, but essentially you've got some springs, some plunger pushers, an actuator bush, diaphragm for the central heating, and a diaphragm for the hot water. A couple of mushrooms and buttons and the like. Yep, I thought so. One of those. So we're going to start putting it back together, and as with everything, you have to start somewhere. I'm going to start with the central heating diaphragm, which is this one here. So that's the part number if you need it. Okay, so the idea is fairly straightforward. You need to make sure that this hole in here is clear. All of this stuff, I've given it a good clean in the descaler, and now it's ready to assemble. So although there's some sort of bits and pieces marks, the guts of it is pretty darn clean, and I've blown it out with an air line. So this goes in first. Just move that out of the way because that'll drive me nuts. This is the top hat, and essentially you've got that spring in there. And it's funny, even when I look at these springs, yeah, they all seem to be quite worn up there. The springs, I don't know if it's just something because they're moving up and down. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's because there's central heating water in here and it's not very good, but you can clearly see that that moves up and down nicely. Then from the other side, take some of our silicone grease, and this came with the other thing. And there's quite a bit in this. I'm quite surprised at just how much there's in there. So a little bit of this in there, and we want one of the, very important to get the washers for these. And then you just want a bit on the shaft, push it down, screw together. Okay, tighten that up. Just nip that up straight away. So this wants to face the back. Okay, so we just tighten that up, and this section here takes 4 of these smaller size screws. So I haven't fully tightened that up, and you can see there. That's gone down. Yep, so it's nicely snugged up. Okay. and that's going out the back towards the isolation valve. I'll just double check that that's tight, so then that gets tightened up. And so this is the section here, just for your information. This is where the pressure switch goes, and you can clearly see a difference between the two, and the idea is when the central heating pump runs, the idea is that the pressure comes through from underneath here, because there's a flow of the water, pushes up the lever valve inside and pushes up against this, and that's it, and you secure that with a screw there. That's it. Sometimes these can get quite difficult to put in, but you must put these in by hand, nice and gently. Anyway, next section here. So this is the non-return valve, and you'll find this section in here, and this is actually the check valve here, and the check valve sits up against here in this seat here, and that's what forms the seal to stop it from flowing through there, unless it needs to activate on bypass, in which case the water will push that out the way and allow water through if, for instance, all of the radiator valves are shut down or thereabouts. So this goes in here, yeah, that seat there, and you just pop that in. Now you'll have to find a tool of your a flat blade of some description that will go across there. I've been using funnily enough, a very large flat blade. So in this case I'm just going to nip that up, and that's the section. And if you wanted to check, you can blow through there or blow through there with airline or whatever before you assemble it to check, but that's pretty secure. And then there is an O-ring that goes round here. So here's our O-ring, this will do. Yeah, that's our O-ring. A bit of silicone grease. Should really be using gloves when you use this stuff, to be fair. So, but you do need some silicone grease on there, because when that binds itself in there, you don't really want that being harsh in there. It could very easily tear it. So that's the kind of thing that you're after. So our next bit is the this almost like a spinning top. So we need an O-ring, and the O-rings for these are fairly straightforward to get a hold of. You should have them in your bag. Bit of grease around there. Really want some on the shaft, some on there. Won't do any harm. I was thinking about something else. So this goes into here, and that sits in there, and that's how it sits. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let me just... So there's a difference between this one at the front and the other one at the back. Yeah. So don't confuse them. Yeah. This one hasn't got the cone on it. Yeah. This one. So that's the one that you want. The other one is for the front, and then the shape of this needs to be fitted against there, so the large section comes out the back. Yep. Okay, so now we've got a pin sitting up there, and we need to do the front section. So this one here, you need an O-ring for. Grab one of the O-rings. This goes on here like so. Bit of silicone, won't do any harm. So that one there wants to locate onto the other one. Yeah, that's it. And that should have a springing motion from front to back. So I'll just do that again just in case, because I know some of you. Okay, so this bit here connects into the other one. Yeah, and then it should be able to allow put. And this is the actuator bush that you can buy, and it's got the bit that leaks is in here. I'll just show you. There's a plastic sleeve in here with another one of these O-rings set behind. That's what leaks out the front. So you have to buy this whole assembly for essentially an O-ring. So a bit of that on there, a bit of that. Make sure you've got it on there, Grace, around here. The seat. Yeah, that pushes through the O-ring, pushes through. And you just want to check on the other side that that's pushing and pulling. Yeah, that's fine. And when you look through there, you should find that you can just see the pin. Yeah. So that's essentially the main body done. Hot water, bit of silicone, okay. Choose one of your diaphragms. It's a bit weird, some funny noises outside. So that fits into there, no problem. Yeah. Then we just want the shaft. It wants to push through. That's that. Turn it over. So we're looking for this little O-ring, tiny little O-ring which comes with the kit. That goes on. And then somebody's forgotten the nut that we need. Okay, so we need one of these nuts. The O-ring's on. I have a little bit of silicone on the back of there. Yeah. Push that on, push that down, push on the other side. And just do this in by hand, nice and take it easy. You are pushing an O-ring in there. Okay. Nice and easy. Yeah. That should come backwards and forwards nice and easy. Look at that. Nice. Nice and easy. That's your front section. Now you don't want to bend this and put it down on anything, so what I suggest you do is hold it in one hand. So, or put it down that way. Somebody said to me years ago, for things that were going to fall, if you put them on the floor, they can't fall any further. Very true, very true. Okay, so we're going to want this. Can't fall any further. This spring here goes on here. Yeah. And this is our shaft that connects one to the other. And clearly we know that that's the top and that's going to meet up with that. So that goes through there. I hope that makes sense, yeah? And then what you want to do is just gently offer these two up. Right, so once it's in that position there, hold it with one hand. Take a couple of the screws. Get a screwdriver of some description. Flat. Yeah. Got so many projects on at the moment. Okay, so you can see it's held there. Okay, just check round the sides, push it down. It's pretty good. Offer it up.
Speed it up.
I don't want to tighten these fully up yet.
Not ready. That's our position there, yeah?
So now what we want is we want one of these. Turn that over. So we want one of these. We want a bit of silicone. Put that on there. You can even touch it across there. Yeah. offer that up. Yeah. Get that ready. Okay, now we can tighten these up.
If you want, just check.
Check them by hand. They feel good to me. Okay, now I just want to tighten this up. These aren't really reusable, these aluminium ones, because once they've been pushed back into there, they kind of squeeze down because aluminium is a very soft material. Anyway, to test this, push through, look how nice and smooth that is. Nice. Yeah, that's our body. So what we want here is a couple of screws to locate. So for me, one at the top, and these are the flat slotted ones. Okay, and it's funny because it's pin on pin here, so this goes in here. Clearly you want the top of here in alignment with here. So push down. That's not tight yet. That's pretty much where I want it to be. If you wanted to double check this to make sure you tightened it, we can always do that. And then you can readjust. Once you're starting to fit it, you could in theory loosen them or change the positions. Well, that's it. That's the Baxi main Potterton diverter valve. That's a reconditioning of the diverter valve. So as you can see, I've done a few of these now. It was just something that I thought I might share with you guys. I like to have a couple of these as a spare on the van. Even if I just take off the head, it's ready to go. I don't have to mess around inside of the boiler. I can just move on. And also, if you are changing the diaphragm here, that'd be good for you to check this. And so far, the bits and pieces, they seem to work. And well, there's 3. I've got another 3 to do. So that's it. Anyway, hope you liked the video, and that's it. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Okay, so as I said before, so I don't know what's going on there. It looks to me like, I don't know, something's gone wrong there. But this bit here, this is what I was saying, I've had this before. So this is actually broken away from it, so the diaphragm, well, it just doesn't work, does it? It's not attached to that, so the diaphragm won't move with it. That's a bit of a mess, that one. I've got a lot of screws to put back now, haven't I? Right, so as you can see here, yeah, so something's clearly gone astray or drift. Maybe somebody took it out and I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, as I always say, but that's working. So that's the way that should be. Yeah, not in 2 pieces like that one. Yeah. Well, when you said more fun, just this is what I mean. You get this build up of just crud and rubbish, and then what will happen is it'll just block this. Well, clearly this one should be okay. You know why? Because it hasn't got it wet underneath. Yeah, that's okay. So Well, in for a penny. It's alright for you guys, I've got to put all of this back together. There you go, another big leak. Not sure where it's coming from.